Hey guys, this is Hell Hades. This is another Raid Shadow Legends video. Guys, we've got what only can be described as the biggest times 10 in the history of the world. Ridiculous. So what's going on? Times 10 chance to pull champions over the weekend. Yes, we're used to it. Every 2 weeks we get the same thing. What does it mean? Basically means that the odds of pulling a champion don't change. But if you do pull a legendary, you've got a 10 times better chance of getting the legendary, or same with epics. So I would say only ever pull in these situations if there's something you desperately need. I try and avoid it. I did pull for Necret, didn't get him. Sometimes I pull with my Sacreds if there's a particular legendary that I need. So before we get into the video, I just want to call out on the website, we are doing a giveaway right now. It's a juicy one. It's a juicy one. Come and get involved if you want to. hellhades.com. I will leave this link in a comment. Huge giveaway for May from the website and the team as a thank you for all of the support we've had so far. I actually had 14 million views in the space of, 5 months? Which is nuts. So what's going on? Different ways to enter into the competition. And basically, you get the opportunity to win a $100 Google Play Store or App Store of your choice. Some merch, some of the good stuff, the hoodies, the t-shirts, all of the best quality merch on the planet. And then also a year premium membership to hellhades.com, which will give you full access to all of the optimizer stuff and all that type of stuff. So look, get involved if you want to. I guess why not? What have you got to lose? What have you got to lose? It's all explained in this post. I will pin it. Let's go into it. Let's get into it. And honestly, they seem to just knock this out the park. When you're like, I'm definitely not spending. We know there's a fragment summon coming, or we know there's a fusion coming. They knock it out the park with champions that are so tempting. And I feel like this time it's on a different level. Both whales and free-to-players will struggle not to pull shards this weekend. I'll tell you that. So let's start. First one up is one of my favorite epics in the game. And for Dungeons 25, especially Spider, I don't think there's a better support champion in the game. For Dungeons 25 Spider. If you compare this fella with Mordecai or another HP burn champion, you should not fail to be able to beat Spider 25 in a decent amount of time. There's a video coming out on that tomorrow, by the way, guys, with me showing you how to get it done. But this champion, especially for the new dungeons, 21 to 25, I don't think there's a better support champion in the game. So, why is it? Okay, A1, nothing special in the A1. Basically can take off a random buff. I don't really know there's anywhere in the game that you use it. Also, though, has a chance of decreasing the target's turn meter by 15% if they're under a freeze. Honestly, outside of Spider, he's okay, but not crazy. And this effect, because you can't freeze bosses, this effect is pretty rare to get away. Maybe if you're doing wave stuff in something like Faction Wars or Doom Tower, whatever, this could come off. A2 then, block debuffs and strengthen, 4 turns cooldown if you book him out. He actually does take quite a lot of books, to be honest. But 4 turn cooldown, if you could book this still, I would. Because strengthen, strongest buff in the game. Block debuffs, one of the strongest buffs in the game as well, with the amount of debuffs flying around. So this is actually a really good value. Especially, again, if you're talking about Spider. Block debuffs, yes, no poison. Strengthen, 25% less damage. Pretty strong. But this is what he's all about then. This skill here paired with his passive. So he has got an AoE chance to freeze, 90% if you book it. 3 turn cooldown if you book it. It's huge. It's a really great skill. There's not many situations where it becomes a burn in PvE because almost every, even defensive-based champions seem to have a higher attack than defense in their like builds, which is dumb, but it is the way it is. So, and especially on Spider, we've even tried Spider 25, decreasing their attack to see if we can change this into a burn. Just doesn't get there. So it's always going to be a freeze on Spider. I think anyway, maybe there's something, there might be more manipulation I could try. I'm thinking about it. I didn't put an increase No, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure. Anyway, so it's almost always going to be a freeze. I think it's always a freeze on Spider. And you also get this ability here. So passive heals your team when HP burns are going off. I would say pair him with a different HP burn champion. It's insane. Also fills the turn meter of all allies by 10% every time an enemy under a freeze gets a turn. This ability here, this part of the passive is disgusting for Spider. So that's why this A3 paired with this passive is just disgusting. And you put him with an HP burn champion as well. Basically, that's all you need. So attack for level 21 Spider is going to be in loads of teams. Loads of teams. Okay, next one up then is someone I don't have. Quadran, the Crowned. Certainly not as invested as this guy. Chance to remove a buff here. Okay level of shielding on the A2. And a heal as well. Just support champion here. And then we've got Perfect Violin, increased attack for 2 turns for people that got high attack. Increased defense block buff, debuffs for people with high defense. So basically what this does is it hides your attack-based champions and buffs them. It gives your defense-based champions more tankiness and no debuffs coming on. So it's actually quite a clever ability, this one. All in all, though, am I that fussed about Quadran the Crowned? Not really. He's got great base stats. Okay, he's a good support unit. He's actually good for the Lizardman faction who struggle. So if I got him, I wouldn't be upset, but I wouldn't be pulling shards to get him. Okay. Okay, next one up is Avoid, Epic, Sky Touch. Spoken about a load of times before. I really like some of these tattoos. Really like some of the lineage here. Just interesting design. Really, really good. All the way down as well, look. Really good. She's a bit muddy. Anyway, Sky Touch, she is a great champion. So mainly used for her ability to remove debuffs and then put block debuffs out. And pretty much anywhere in the game now, you're getting debuffed like crazy. Yeah? Doom Tower, Faction Wars, the dungeons, even clan, but there's nowhere where taking away debuffs on a full cleanse and putting block debuffs out there is not going to help you, basically. She does have an AoE on her A1. You've got to be aware of it. She does have a passive that basically hurts her, but heals your team. So you just got to be aware of it. But she's relatively easy to build. She's a good support unit. I wouldn't be upset if I pulled her. I wouldn't go out of my way, though, to pull shards for her. But this is the main event, guys. Main event already comes up with an epic. I'm surprised they're doing it. I guess they are short of cash. Because this fella, Man Eater, he eats men, this guy. What a champion. There isn't any content in the game where he's not strong, okay? But he makes a mockery of Clan Boss. And if you've got one alongside a Painkeeper, you start to make a mockery of Clan Boss. If you've got 2, Clan Boss is dead to you. If you've got 2, I tell you what, I run double man-eater comp like most people that have got them. And I pulled Sacreds at the weekend. You saw me get my Trunda. Yeah, I've got 2 since the weekend. I pulled Void Shards the week before. I've got 11 since then. That's all from Clan Boss. I haven't bought a single shard. That is all from Clan Boss because I can beat Ultra Nightmare and Nightmare easily day in, day out. And it's because of that fella there, Man-Eater. So he is the answer to all the equations. All you need to do is speed tune them in the right way. And there's a ton of options for that. I've done a load of videos. Deadwood's got a great site on this stuff as well. But yeah, you have to book this A3 for him to be useful. If you don't have any books at all, then he'll sit in your vault until you do. You might be lucky and just book the A3 and use 2 books. But there are books that fall elsewhere. He does also have a chance to steal turn meter. To deplete turn meter. So this is going to be useful anywhere in the game apart from dragon fights. He does have an AoE, decreased attack, as long as you crit. This is useful as well. So outside of Clan Boss, he's actually still really good. But in Clan Boss, he is the best. The best champion. He's way better than any of the block damage champ. comps because he also does block debuffs. It means that you can run comps where that you just don't care. You don't even care about stuns. You don't even care about decreased speeds. You don't care about what affinity the clan boss is. You know you're going to wreck it every single time. So this guy, I could, if you're thinking to yourself, should I save for the fusion coming up, the fragment event, or should I try and pull for Maneater? Honestly, if it was my decision, I would pull shards for Maneater all day long if I didn't have him. I would pull as many as I've got to try and get him. And especially when you think about it, to get an epic champion from Voids on a 10 times event, there's actually not that many epics. There's a fair few, don't get me wrong, but there's not that many. So the chance of you actually getting one, maybe someone comment below and I'll pin it or whatever, but it's relatively high. You know, there's only 2 out of 10 generally are Void champions, and you've got a 10 times chance of getting an epic once you pull a Void. I feel like it's a relatively high amount of chance of getting him. I 100% would pull Void shards for this guy if I didn't have him, and I wanted to get that kind of inflow. And it's not just shards you get. Clan Boss is the gateway to regular-ish books, shards, now clan versus clan points. You know, there's a lot going on with Clan Boss, and it's easy with that man eater. So let's go on then. What's going on with the rest of the champs? We have got ourselves Minaya as one of the legendaries. Honestly, great base stats. Not a bad healer, to be fair. But I don't really see her being used a lot. I guess if you've got Coronar as well on the same team, they become pretty strong. Nice speed aura, great base stats, good healer. But I don't see her being used a lot in like team comps. Next one up is going to be someone else. This is kind of where I'm getting towards with Wales. Like, if we've got endgame players that don't have Cythalia, I feel like they're probably going to try and get Cythalia. She is top draw, especially for arena, but also really good for, again, like wave content, dungeon content, keeping your team moving, slowing down the enemy team. Very good for Spider as well. Great base stats, awesome base stats. And she's got a cheeky little burn as well. She's just a solid champion. Very underrated champion. She's actually way stronger than people give her credit for. She does get played end game, Plat Arena. That's how strong she is. She's probably a little bit overshined by Kaimar nowadays, but still very, very solid go second champion for you. Next one up is going to be the reason why I think Wales will like dive into this 10 times. Dive in head first. Duchess. If people do not have Duchess, a bit like the other week when we had Necrit up, if anyone who is trying to push Plat Arena does not have Duchess and they're a whale, they will whale hard for her, I think. She's one of the best arena defense champions in the game. She's also just solid everywhere in the game. If you're struggling with Doom Tower, most areas of Doom Tower, she's going to be absolutely solid. But yeah, Plat Arena defense is where she's absolutely at her best. She's got a speed aura, again, same as Minaya. She has got revive all dead allies with 70% HP. She also puts a veil on them, and she puts heals on them. And she's got this passive that she's like, you know what? If people want to hurt you, they're going to hurt you less if you're around me. So AoE attacks, almost all damage that's worthwhile in this game is AoE. She brings a defense against it. 25% less damage from a normal smack. So you can imagine that is pretty juicy. She's also got increased attack block debuffs, and she's got kind of an annoying A1. Yeah, it doesn't hit that hard. It hits okay, but every time she does it, whether it's like a retribution hit or, you know, counter attack or whatever, she places a shield on herself and she places a shield on one of your allies. A lot of people build her with high HP so that she can just take the smack and revive your team. She's really, really strong. So if Wales don't have her, they will be wailing out. Last one up then. Last one up is the Void Legendary Blind Seer. Honestly, again, like way better than people give her credit for. I think she'll get some action in Fire Night 21 to 25, more so than 20, because it's much harder. She's got a full team revive, and she puts block damage on them at the same time. It's a really cool revive skill. She's got block debuffs and shield on her A2, 3-turn cooldown. Great for clan boss. I did a clan boss build with her the other day, helping somebody out, and like old school, we managed a 3-key Ultra Nightmare, no problem. She was blocking the for that team, she was blocking both the debuff from the clan boss and the stun hit. Really nice. And she's shielding and healing you as well. And then she's got a bit of turn meter drop on her A1. One of the better turn meter drops in the game for an A1. 3-hitter for Fire Knight. You've got each hit, 40% chance of dropping the turn meter. It's not brilliant, but it's actually kind of good. So crazy base speed, one of the highest in the game. Good base stats. You won't be upset if you pull her. She's not going to like suddenly give you the fastest speed runs in the world on general dungeon content as it stands today. I do feel like she's going to feature when we punch up to 21 to 25. Ice Golem, Fire Knights, maybe even a touch of Spider as well. So, only thing I don't like is this word here, the random word, but good champion. So there you go, guys. Look, it's big. It's big. One of the biggest out there that they've ever done, especially because of that man-eater. Do what you want to do. Don't feel like I'm kind of like shilling out here. I'm just telling you what I think. But it's a massive, massive opportunity if you do want man-eater in your life. Don't forget what I mentioned earlier. There is that chance to win a bunch of stuff from the website. Go and get involved. I've been Hell Hades. I will see you later.